got one more place I think I'm going to try. I haven't been there in quite a while, so I think I'll try that and see if there's any good color. Well, I sure wish I could shoot the airport. The water before the airport, not the airport. Okay, this is up in Rainbow Bay, and a couple years ago, some people asked me to go up and look at this as a potential project. It was, I don't know, as you can see, it wasn't a very well thought out project. Obviously the finances weren't there, and it's just been sitting. It sat for, must be a year with nothing, and then they brought these little, like, I don't know what those black things to pour concrete in, and it's basically hasn't done anything. They were going to put a pool out front, and everybody told them they were crazy. Now, I don't know if it's the same people that I spoke with, or it's a different person who had bought it, but the design looks pretty similar. And there was going to be a pool out in the front with the ocean. It's going to be a saltwater pool every time there was a big storm or something like that. So obviously they either ran out of money, or, I mean, got a beautiful view, but it never came to anything, and it's unfortunate. But that's how a lot of things start around here, is that somebody has a grand plan and they don't really think it all the way through, or they think they're going to get it for a cheaper price, and these things just don't happen that way. You can't just come anywhere and say, oh, I want to build a house for $200,000. That just doesn't work. The costs here are the costs of what they are, so you have to accept that and deal with it. This is more towards the north end of Navy Beach, and I pulled into here, and it's not very far at all from the airport. So I assumed that I was going to have a problem, like it wouldn't let me fly. Sometimes it'll give you a thing if you're too close. You can't even start it up. So I got a little warning saying you're almost in a airport zone, that kind of thing. But I got it up, and I'm flying along, and I thought I had taken a screenshot of when it did it, but so far everything was going perfectly good, no problems whatsoever. So I just kept going and saying, okay, I didn't go very high with it. I mean, I was only up, believe it or not, maybe 20-30 feet at the most. I know it seems a lot higher than that in the video, but it really wasn't that high up. And then I got to, I got some great footage looking back and forth. And this is a long beach, Navy Beach. It's great for walking at low tide. But when it comes to swimming, not so great. Because if you look along the edge, there's a lot of reefs and everything else. So it's not really the best place to go swimming. You can get in, like when I go for my walk, I go down that beach and then go to the end. Now this is about, I got to that point where you see me turn back, that's where the warning was, and when it does that, it just freezes the drone, so you can't go any further. So I had to pull back, and then it allows you to. If you didn't do anything, it'll just stay there and hover. So, you know, it's got a good safeguard.
My portable heliport, drone port, landing.
Because see, it's all too rough in here, so that just makes a mess. So just landed on top of the car. Well, I knew I was pretty close, but it lets you get fairly close. But I was only up, the highest I went, believe it or not, in that last footage was like 20 feet. So there's not a lot of planes that are going to be over here at 20 feet. So I'm glad I got what I could get out of it. But see, it's got everything programmed into it so that if you get too close to an airport, it basically stops it there till you go away. I mean, it's a good safeguard. A lot of people might not use the proper precautions, so they built them in. Got one more stop to make. I've got to go up to Potlatch and get some photos because I want to interlace those into the interview I did with Jamal when I put out that as a separate piece, so people can, you know, we'll be talking and then I can put other pictures in of the work they've done and everything else.